where my heart's at with writing and all of this because I feel like I'm struggling. And this is why I'm not getting writing done. This is why I don't want to write. I felt like every time I sat down to write, I would put my hands over the keyboard and my brain just started saying on a loop, you know, no one's gonna read this, it was just like all of these very negative statements. Hi friends. It is Wednesday, February 22nd. It is sometime after 4 p.m. I just finished a lot of nice stretching and I'm sipping on some water. My mom got me a Stanley cup, which was so sweet of her. And I put all my new stickers that I just made for my shop on it. It's so fun. It matches this randomly. So I decided to kind of like put them all on together. I just did a little stretching because I worked in our backyard yesterday building a fire pit, which looks so great. And I'm so sore because I was carrying all of these multiple pound stones and pavers and stuff for our fire pit. My body is really sore today, so that felt really great to get some stretching in. I just wanted to have a little chat with y'all and just like share how I'm feeling a little bit about where my heart's at with writing and all of this because I feel like I'm struggling. This has been like a wild ride writing a book, I feel like, and I've just not wanted to write lately. Like, that is where I'm at. I've not wanted to write at all. I think the last time I wrote was the last thing that I filmed, which was, I've already posted it too. It was like a winter time evening writing routine where I did one writing sprint with Sarah Sutton on her live stream. I've been pretty busy lately. I like launched my shop and I've been trying to be really diligent about YouTube and I'm loving it. How I'm sticking to that goal. I'm usually not very good with consistency and committing to a goal and like seeing it through to the end, but I have been sticking to one YouTube video a week, but the writing has not been happening. I don't know what it is. I feel like part of me is like not super interested in this book that I'm writing. When I get into it, I really enjoy it. There's just so many other projects in my head, which is good because I want to continue writing books, but I need to publish a book. Like, I need to just finish one book from start to finish. I'm just not being diligent enough, I think, is the real problem. I'm not treating it like you have to write regularly because that's the only way that you get stuff written. Even if you write like 3 words, I need to be writing every day. So that's where I'm at. I'm really struggling. I don't want to write. Yeah, I don't want to write lately. I think about my books and all the different ideas I have, and then I don't write them, and it's really annoying. That's where I'm at with writing. My head has not been in the writing game, and I'm also like feeling super anxious about all sorts of like social media except for YouTube. So I am like, no matter what, doing a video on YouTube because I find YouTube so calming. I think because it's not so instant, I don't typically like post something and then have like people commenting or like, I don't know, it's a very different environment than it is on like the other social media platforms. And I had been feeling and like struggling with a lot of like competition recently, and putting that on myself, like with opening a shop and other people have shops, and like trying to post on that account and like stuff on social media. And then I don't know, I just felt really competitive with people internally and like not wanting to go on social media because I didn't want to feel negative emotions towards myself or be like, oh, you're not doing enough. So then instead of feeling like inspired, which is how I usually do, I was more just feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and why don't you want to write, and just being really negative about it. Getting like, oh, you have a schedule to get to. You know, there's this whole schedule that I have for the year, and this is when your book is supposed to be released. I have not been following it, and my like inner critic cannot handle it. But I need a writing schedule. Whenever I make writing vlog videos, I always get a lot done. So I thought I would make one today and just kind of like, you know, share my heart about struggling to write. And it's like everything in me wants to write, but I don't put it into practice, and it just sounds like a lot. I think I feel overwhelmed with my story, and I also have all these other book ideas, and so I love writing and I think it's such a fun creative outlet, and my heart wants to write other stories and not follow through on the ones that I've already started. And so that is not a good idea. It's like, yes, you want to like write and do things that you love, like write the story that you want to do, but I'm gonna feel frustrated forever if I don't complete a project, and if I don't complete one soon. So I need to really get it together. So I have something fun to share that I made for my shop that I'm going to be using today to hopefully keep me on track and excited about writing every day or multiple times a week, and I'm gonna show them to you. So this is what I made. They are my very first set of sticker sheets for my shop. They are part of my new collection called Written in the Stars, which basically is like a book and writing collection that features a lot of like star typed things, and it's all kind of like the same color pattern. So I have some of the stickers on here, I think I showed you, but like basically I created this one sticker and it kind of made like a galaxy, like dreamy kind of galaxy thing in it. So I took that like piece of art, that pattern that I made, and turned it into little clouds, and have basically that you're writing your like word count in these clouds. So let me pull these out. I just got them today, so I haven't used them, so I'm kind of testing them out. This is kind of how everything works with my small business, is like I have to design it, create it, wait for it to get here, see if I like it or not. I think I like them. I might, like the next set, I might do it differently. But for now, I think it looks pretty cute. So basically it's a whole little set here. My camera is really annoying. I gotta fix this camera. I gotta get a new camera. I gotta do something with this camera. It just drives me freaking nuts. I can't control where it looks anymore because a piece broke off, and so I can't control that anymore. It drives me literally insane. Whenever I try to like show anything on the camera, it's like, oh, I lost your face. That's the only way I can keep it on me. It's if I do like a face tracker, and that's the only way I keep it like in focus, I guess. I thought they were a little bit bigger, what I made, so they're just kind of like a little sticker, but I'm gonna film it over here. So today is the 22nd, and I'm going to put my little word count sticker on here. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about this. I think I like it, but I don't love it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just use all these and I'll make a different pack for everyone else. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Are these cute? Are they weird? I didn't mean for the whole background to be white. That's kind of my problem right now. And I also thought they would be a smidge bigger, or like the words would be a bit bigger. But, because this is what it looks like on my planner. But let's test it out. We're gonna test it out. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, this is
such a rambly video. I feel like this is like my new emotional support water bottle because I really like the way my water tastes in here, which some water bottles I hate, so I was really worried I was gonna hate it in here. But I'm just loving the straw and I'm not hydrating enough, so this is great. So what am I gonna write? I have my story open. Here's where I'm at, guys. Here is where I'm at. I have 9 chapters where they have like at least a summary of the chapter. So everything's outlined in this story. It's just like, doesn't mean it's written. My outline has 10 bullet points or 10 like numbers here. Like some of these could definitely be more than one chapter, or they'll definitely be more than one chapter. I'm thinking this will be like a 30 chapter book, maybe 20 to 30. It's just gonna be like pretty casual fantasy romance. Let me see, I'm gonna see how many chapters some of the other fantasy romances I've read that are like similar to this had on theirs. So let me open up my Kindle. Let me go to my library. Okay, I was kind of thinking that it would be like, I guess kind of like this book. Let me see my chapters. Okay, this one book, so A Dance with the Fae Prince, the Married to Magic series by Elise Kova. I'm like almost done with it, but her other book, A Deal with the Elf King, that's the one I had read. Anyways, yeah, but she has 39 chapters in this one book that I already have open. Well, let me look at some others. Okay, A War of Wrath and Ruin by Emily Blackwood. She has 38 chapters. Okay, those are like the same. Let's take a look. Bow Before the Elf Queen by J.M. Curl. Hers are 40 something. This one was a bit longer, I felt like. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking like in the 30s will be my vibe, you know? Yeah, they all seem like just under 40. Where am I going with this? I guess, I don't know, guys. How do I make myself excited to write again? This is where we're at. I'm getting to a point where I'm like not sure what to write, or I'm really doubting my ability to write anything. I need to stop being like so much negative talk. This is just ridiculous. So we just gotta do. You learn by doing. That's how it goes. Nothing's perfect on the first round and we gotta get it going, you know? I think I'm gonna set a really short timer for like 10 minutes and try to get myself to write and see if I can just draft anything of this first draft, because I'm still on the first draft of this book and I really wanted to finish the first draft before March. That's not happening clearly because it's February 22nd. So, but the plan originally was to finish drafting this book by March so that in the second quarter I could be editing it and like getting it ready to sell. Sounds like it won't happen unless I just start going crazy, you know? And writing all the time. Who knows? I'm definitely like a binge reader, binge writer. But let's get this going. I have to switch my SD card because we're gonna run out of juice here.
Would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find, I'm standing right here. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me. Would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Till the morning light. Till the morning light. Till the morning light, yeah. Till the morning light. Till the morning light. Till the morning light, yeah. Maybe I'm just too weak. Maybe I'm just afraid of being alone. Well, I don't care, 'cause right now I feel the love that we said we would burn. Oh, I know that you feel it too. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said
And this is why I'm not getting writing done. This is why I don't want to write. I only did a 10-minute timer. I wrote a couple of words and just kind of continued the thought of what I was on. But I don't know. I do know. I just say what I'm feeling. I'm feeling very emotional. I have such a negative attitude lately when I sit down to write. I am so negative. It's like, this is crap. Everything sucks. No one's gonna read this. Everyone hates it. This is just like every other story. You're ripping it off. Like, I had this really fun idea that I wrote about. It's a fantasy romance, so I need a lot of romance scenes of my couple falling in love and getting to know each other. They're doing that while they're, on a common goal together, trying to reach a common goal, and that's forcing them to like spend time together. I have this concept where they have to say something. Basically, they're learning about each other in this scene. Then I panicked and said, oh my gosh, this is in Crescent City. I looked it up and there's something like this, but not really. It's about something different, so I was like, just make it look even more different than it is. It'll be fine. This is such a cute idea, and it's not something that I like read Crescent City and then thought to myself, oh, I should copy that. That's a cool idea. It's just that when you're writing things, so much of what you've read and like experienced comes out and you don't even realize it. And there have actually been times where I've written something completely original to me, like as in I had never heard of it before, and then later on I read a book or something and the same concept or the same thing was in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm copying this, but I thought of this without having read this first. It's just, there's really nothing original out there, and you have to just put your own spin on things. But for some reason, when I sit down to write, this is how it's going. It's very negative, and I need to just like really work on it. It's so frustrating because writing is such a passion of mine, and to have it not feel like a safe space and not feel like an exciting creative time is so frustrating. So I wrote down in my planner, everyone has to start somewhere, keep going. And that's just gonna be the motto right now. Everyone has to start somewhere. It's okay if this book sucks. I do not care. I will never get better if I don't finish writing. And if I don't keep writing, I have to just keep working and get input and all sorts of, things to work on this. It'll be fine. I literally could like cry right now. I feel so emotional. I don't know what that's about. So, I hate this feeling. This is why I feel like I haven't been writing a lot. It's like I'm in a very negative place with writing. So I feel like I need to just be more creative, as in like give myself less rules when I'm writing. I feel like I'm, strictly following a timeline and an outline and trying to make everything make a lot of sense. And I really just need to tell myself the story however I want to tell it, make there be pretty much no rules, and hopefully that'll bring the fun back into writing. I don't know. Has this ever happened to y'all? Because this sucks. I don't like it. But that was like a 10-minute sprint. I probably spent like 5 minutes working on writing. I need to add in like reading a lot of what I wrote, especially after it's been a little bit. I'm only writing once or twice a week. I need to like go through and read what I've written, and hopefully that gets me kind of like excited about what I'm writing, because I've already written things that are fun, Anyways, I'm gonna try again. I might take a couple minute break, but I'll show you if I keep writing. So, alright. Bye.
Hi everybody. Hello. I think it would be like, you'd be okay with ARCs reading it, because those are people who are like your readers who have signed up to be in your ARC team. And you'd be more nervous to kind of go into it a little bit. Great. I don't know. It's okay. Rewriting / fleshing out the opening of my current project.
Good morning. It is Monday, February 27th. It is a couple days since I have started filming this video. On Friday, I did a couple clips for you guys of me joining Sarah Setton's live writing session. I didn't get a lot of writing done, but I did read through my work in progress, wrote a lot of comments and notes so that I would have a direction for this week of what to do with my book. So it was productive. Basically, I know how I was feeling last week, and I was really just struggling. Like struggling to write, struggling to be creative, struggling to believe that I could do it, like struggling to think that like I can write a book and finish it, and also that I am currently trying to run a business. Well, I am running one. I don't know why I said try. I'm running a business that's brand new, and that was putting a lot of like stress on my brain and like all of the tasks to get done, and also my mental health. And I really had to spend the weekend kind of just like working through that, and I did. My mom was really helpful, so we just chatted a lot about some of that, and this is just something that happens to me. I have to accept it. My mental health and my journey with like anxiety and depression, just it goes in a little wave, and some weeks or days I just feel like everything is terrible. I can't do any of it. It all sucks, and it's a very little dark place in my head. But there's a lot of things I do to get out of it. So I think I showed that I kind of like was stretching some last week. So something I really lean on when I'm not doing well, and usually I start not doing well when I'm not leaning on this, but it's a lot of like herbal and essential oil type like alternatives to just kind of some of the health issues that I have. And so when I'm not paying attention to that and I'm not regularly like fueling myself correctly, I always end up struggling with my chronic illnesses that I have, or like some depression type issues, or like severe anxiety, some sleep issues. And last week, probably from some hormones that were going on, I just like had all of them, and it was not a fun week. It was really not. It was such a negative week. I don't know if you can see it, but I feel amazing in comparison to last week. I'm still having a lot of like chronic health issues like going on that are a little frustrating, but my mental space is just so much better. I don't really even know what it is that shifted, but I think giving myself some like tangible things to do to kind of like help myself feel better always helps my mental state as well, because I think part of the reason it's like if you're really not feeling well and your headspace is negative and you don't think you have any control to change it, it's really stressful to me. So, but I feel like this is just a reality of writing that people don't really talk about as often. Like, you have to be in a good headspace to write, and that's very unfortunate for people who struggle with mental health. Unless you're writing a scene that, you know, is okay if you're in a really bad mental space, I guess, more emotional scene. Like, you can definitely use your emotions to write, which is great. But what I was really struggling with last week was that I felt like every time I sat down to write, I would put my hands over the keyboard and my brain just started saying on a loop, like, why are you writing? Like, who are you to write? Like, this is not a good story. It's like any other story. It is, you know, there's so many things like this. There's no reason for you to be adding to like the book population, basically, because, you know, all of your ideas are unoriginal. You're just copying other people's work. You're, you know, no one's gonna read this. It was just like all of these very negative statements. That's one of the reasons I feel like I started my company, my bookish shop, Book and Dagger, because I wanted to have physical reminders of like the positivity that comes with most books, and also like positive things to remind myself that I can be a writer and I can be an author and I can write a book. And so I'm still in the process of doing that. Like, this is one of my sample crew necks that are going to be in my shop, and I have a whole design for this that like I had to really keep thinking about.
like while I was really struggling with all of this. So sometimes I feel like people just get on a negative loop in their head and it's hard to break it, and you need a lot of like encouragement and reminders that you can do things that you're saying, and the only person stopping you is you. Sometimes we're in a dark spot. Whenever that happens, I have to make sure I talk to people that I trust who can help me kind of work out of that space, or go to my counselor or therapist or whoever, and making sure that I'm making good healthy choices for myself. Good nutritious meals, exercising and stretching, and things like essential oils or different sort of teas, or just like stuff that helps boost your mood and bring you to a better, more peaceful state. And man, do I feel better if you cannot tell. Today I'm going to start like kind of trying to do at least one writing sprint a day, because this is taken too long to write this book. It's like I looked at this is my writing journal. So I went through and like counted up a lot of what I did for January. So all the little spots you see on here, they're little like dreamy clouds. They're all my word counts from January. In January, I wrote a total of 7,623 words. And then here we go. We're in February. There are only 2 little dots in here. 2 little dots. So, I don't know, I have to see if I actually wrote anything from Friday, because if I did, I'll put that number in. But I feel like a lot of them were just comments. I like changed a few words and stuff for things that didn't make sense, but the rest were just like comments that I did like on the outside, so I don't think they count that as words. Yeah, so I've only got 2 little days of words written here. So I'd like to get at least 2 more, like today and tomorrow, to finish out February, because it's the 27th already, which is crazy. In March, I'll just have to go full force and, you know, try to be writing. Even if I'm writing like 50 words a day, it will at least be progress, you know? So that's kind of the deal. So I am definitely going to write some today. One of my friends, I think we're going to do a FaceTime like writing session either today or tomorrow. I'm not really sure. So that should be quite a bit of work, and it's also so nice to talk to someone. She just published her book in January, her debut novella. This is my friend Nicole's book. Wellington. Vampire, enemies to lovers, like kind of romance novella. I'll link her book down below in case anyone wants to check it out. I'm so excited to see what she does next. But basically we're gonna work on some writing together. So she's working on other stuff, but I'm really excited to see her like a series, because I feel like she has such insight into like characters. So I think that'll be good for me to get some of this writing done and have a friend there, so I'm not so hopefully in my head about everything. Social media was really just killing me, even though it's nothing that anybody's doing on social media. Nobody was mean to me. Nothing like weird happened. It was all self-imposed for everything with social media. And I just really have to remind myself that like my voice matters, my story matters. People want to hear what I have to say, because I will tell a story differently than other people will. And the same goes with my shop. Yes, there are lots of different people with stores and businesses, and I wouldn't say that I was getting jealous on social media. I was more feeling like I should fade into the background because other people are so good at what they do. And that is such a silly mentality. So, no. We're in a much better place this week. I don't know. It has been such a journey becoming an entrepreneur. I love so many aspects of it. I absolutely love the creativity of doing all of these kinds of things, like filming videos. It can be so creative. It's also just so fun to document the things that I'm doing, writing books and creatively coming up with worlds. It is just so wonderful. It's just a whole beautiful community that I've joined for writing. And then also creating a shop where creating art all the time, trying to conceptualize and create like physical copies of things that were in my head. I don't know, it's really cool. Also, on a positive note, this is such a random ramble. I've been ordering from a lot of small businesses that I like, partially because I want them. I do, because I also just want to see what are people doing, like how are they packaging things, what are they shipping it in, how are they shipping it, like, you know, USPS, UPS, what are they shipping. So I've learned a lot, like purchasing different people's, you know, products from online small businesses. But I just have to shout this out for all my ACOTAR fans, because my goodness, I've been wanting this for forever. So I got this beautiful candle. I don't know if you can see this because it's really sunny. from the company is called Low Art Co. She has a whole book boyfriend candle collection. So I just like the way this looks. There's a bunch of different like bookish candle companies, but I like this kind of aesthetic. Like the other ones, they're like very bright and vibrant colored, and I don't really like that look. So this, it's like one of those amber candles. It is a wood top, and then on the inside it is a white soy candle. I had to get my first one is the Resand candle, and it says Resand is the most handsome High Lord. And I just found, I think a lot of people do, but this is like one of my favorite parts of the book, like just how obnoxious this whole scene was with him teaching Feyre to read, and how she didn't realize what she was writing at first, and then she can read, and then she realizes he's just bragging about himself and making her write about it. It was so freaking funny. I like this scent. It's pretty, but my problem is right after I ordered it, she came out with a new collection, and she came out with a Feyzand candle, and that one was like lavender and vanilla. That would have been the scent I wanted, because this is orange, dragon's blood, coral, and moss. So it smells like a manly, slightly citrusy smell. I like it, but I think I would have liked the lavender vanilla one better. And I really just wanted this because it says Resand is the most handsome High Lord. Yeah, it's beautiful. Lauren makes beautiful things. She has them for pretty much like every book series. Like she loves, okay, so where's my cup? She sent this sticker in it for free down here. I don't know if you can see it. And it says Dandelion in the Spring. She is like the biggest Peeta Mellark fan, and I love it because I totally forgot how much I liked Peeta until she makes like all these like edits for it. Then I reread the series in the fall, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love Peeta. He's so sweet. So I like that she sent that, so I already put it on my little Stanley cup here.